All right, so I'm going to take this front view of my eyewear, and I've given it some dimensions on here just so I had a reference. So when I import it in, so I've got this front view. Obviously, I only need half of this because they're symmetrical. And then I have the side view. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and bring these in. So let's do that. So what I'll do then is I'll create a new drawing here. And when I do this, you might want to just make sure that you're in inches before you start. And you've got this cube here. So I'm going to start in the front view because I'm going to do these glasses. So first thing I'm going to do then is if I go to the very top ribbon, I'll say insert. And if you just hold over it, it shows you what it is. So I'm essentially going to insert canvas. All right. And so I'm going to say insert from my computer. And here it is. So let's do, I've got a couple of these. Let's do this one here. And so the first thing you want to read what this little windows that come up here, right? So it's asking me the face. Where am I putting it? See this blue? So I'm just going to select this this front view. And so if you don't see that, you want to make sure that your name views is turned on. So let's go ahead and select. And again, you can see this is my front from that cube. So I'll select that. And there it is, right? So I'm not going to worry about repositioning right now. I'll just say okay. But what I am going to do is I'm going to scroll in, and I'm going to I essentially brought in a canvas, right? Because that's what it was. I inserted my canvas. So I go to the canvas and I right click and I say calibrate. You may as well say measure. And if you see here, it says 2.5 inches by 1.5 inch. So I have that 2.5 inches. So I'm just going to click on one side and on those lines. And I'm going to type in 2.5. Now yours might be different. You might have a different size, and I'll say, all right, push enter. And then with my mouse, I'm scrolling out. And then what I can do, if you notice down here, I've also created this. I can also right click and say edit feature. And I'm just going to move it to this corner. You'll see there's kind of a faint green line because I'm only going to do half of it. I want to just rotate this around the center. So if it's what we call the Cartesian coordinate or the X and Y plane. So this is the X and Y. So I'm essentially at 0, 0 here. All right. Then I'll say okay. And so that's pretty cool. So there it is in my canvas. If I turn it off, I'll go away. So now what I want to do is I want to model this. And this is a lot like Illustrator with splines. And I go up to the top, make sure I'm in the design mode, and I click on create sketch. And so again, it wants to know, where are you putting this thing, right? So I'm going to go ahead and select this front plane. And then I'm going to, there's a whole bunch of things you can use. I'm going to use what's called the fit point spline. One thing I'd like to show you, because I know that sometimes I was always having troubles with this. If I click on it, and let's say I want a flat plane, because it tends to do these curved shapes. So let me show you what I mean by that. I'll start here and I'll go flat right there. And I'll just go ahead then and push enter. So there's that flat line. Then I'll click it again and I'll click on that white part, the end of it. And then, less is more on these. You don't want to go crazy with all these splines. But if you do, it still works. And this is kind of where, if you remember, we were talking about, this is why you want to spend a little bit more time on the drawing, because now here I am trying to guessing, like, do I put it up here? Do I put it down here? I'm just going to just do my best. And then I go to this. This is where the flat part is. I don't hit finish sketch, but I push enter. All right, now I need another flat line. So I'll take the same tool and I'll come straight down and press enter. All right. And then I'm going to do this bottom half. So let's go ahead and same tool, select the end of this, and less is more. So I can scroll in and out. Right. And so I'm basically creating that shape that I want. And again, you're always best if you can add, have your drawings as clean as possible. That way, even though it looked really clean, you can tell now I'm doing some guesswork, because everything actually has a reason. Now I push enter. So now I can go in, and I'm not going to spend too much time on this demo cleaning it up, but I obviously want to clean it up a little bit probably. This is also a great time to just kind of review the design a little bit. But again, if you don't have a good drawing, it makes it very difficult. So now I'll go ahead. I don't want that 3D sketch on there, by the way. I'll go ahead and hit finish sketch. Okay. So that's the outside frame. Now I want to do the lens, and I'm going to do the exact same process. Create sketch. And now it wants to know where are you putting this. And so I'm going to put it in the exact same place. Looks like I turned my origin off. I want my origin on. So that's the plane. And then I'll just do the same thing, right? So this time I don't have any square parts. So I'm just going to just do my best to go around as close as I can. And again, if you need to put more splines in, you can. Okay, I don't know why the other one is being shown there. Hopefully I didn't do something wrong here. And then I'll push enter. So I should have on my sketches now. Yeah, I've got 2 sketches, right? And I'll say finish sketch. So what you can do is you can highlight on one of these, and I'm just going to type in lens. You don't have to do this. It says lens, right? So there's my lens. And if I turn it off, it should disappear, right? All right, so there it is.